Today we have a better look at Games Workshop's mini 3rd edition offering. The miniatures from their old starter set are being sold at £60, $100 or €80. Hello and welcome back to Warspets Tactics, where today we're just taking a second look at Games Workshop's rebooted 3rd edition set, the one that we talked about a few days ago on the channel, that pits a tactical squad and a land speeder against 20 Drukhari Cavalite warriors. I thought it might just be an interesting one to loop back to, now we actually know the prices for it, and the offering that Games Workshop has come out with on their web store. So this new set that they've come out with is called the Old Enemies set. It's only a temporary thing that you can buy. It's a made-to-order set available until the 3rd of January. As we said a couple of days ago, it's basically a reprint of the 3rd edition 40k starter set, though it does indeed appear to be just the miniatures here, not the terrain or anything else. I think I must have skimmed over it last year, but apparently they did do a similar thing for the Dark Vengeance box in early 2020. That one was the one with the Hellbrute and the Chaos Chosen and the Dark Angels. Though to be honest, I'm still surprised that they'd go for reprinting sprues that came from quite so long ago. All of those Dark Vengeance models really still feel like they come from the current edition of 40k. This one's definitely much more of a classic feeling set, with Drukhari models that really feel like they came from the previous edition of plastic sculpts. I guess it's not impossible that we might well see the Assault on Blackreach or Battle from a Crag sets coming back at some point. Both of those were certainly ones that got a lot of people into the hobby. I have a particular soft spot for Assault on Blackreach myself. In the box there's the 10 Tactical Marines. It seems they are indeed using the sprues where each individual Space Marine came on his own sprue, and they had things like backpacks and shoulder pauldrons separately. It looks like they come with 25mm bases, which again feels kind of retro. Plenty of the current Space Marines are mounted on 32s, I believe now. Though as best I can tell from their description, it doesn't look like you get the sprue with the flamer and the missile launcher in, which I do seem to remember coming with the previous box. I guess we might not actually know 100% until people actually order it. The land speeder again is a bit of a basic model. You don't get the Typhoon missile launchers or the assault cannon or heavy flamer with it, but otherwise it's basically the same kit as the standard model today. The Drukhari are all the classic style ones with the pointy bits all over them, and it does indeed seem that we don't get any sort of books or terrain with this whatsoever. So I'm afraid no jungle trees, barrels, ruins or tank traps. As I mentioned at the start of the video, the pricing is £60, €80 or $100, which I believe might have been slightly more than the entire set used to cost when Games Workshop first sold it, but to be fair to them, about 20 years worth of inflation has happened since then, so those prices aren't exactly directly comparable. If you compared it to buying the Space Marines, Land Speeder and Drukhari today, then it'd be around about £100, €122 or $157. But to be fair to them, I think that every single one of those kits is quite a lot superior to the offering that you get in this box. The Tactical Marines get all the heavy weapon options and more recent sculpts. The Land Speeder gets its options, and personally I do find the current range of Drukhari quite a lot nicer than these old classic ones. Still though, in terms of actual miniatures and points on the board, you don't really do too badly out of this compared with quite a lot of current Games Workshop kits. It's quite rare that you get this amount of models in one of Games Workshop's Combat Patrol boxes today, and they cost a fair bit more. To be honest, I think for most people though, probably miniatures wise, it isn't really objectively worth it. I think I'd generally not mind spending a little bit more and getting the full range of options and the posability and things. And if you're playing a Drukhari army, I feel like the warriors might not fit all that well compared with the newer Cavalite warrior sculpts. I guess it just depends on how much you like the retro look. Still though, I do suspect that a lot of people are going to pick this up. Nostalgia for 40k miniatures is a really big draw, and there's something pretty awesome about the idea of just starting again with some retro miniatures, particularly if you had this the first time round, and you can probably assemble and paint these miniatures to a far higher standard than you could back then. I know that would certainly be true for me. Let me know what you think down in the comments then. Obviously I think that this is quite a niche thing, it's not going to appeal to everyone, but for a fun little nostalgia release, I think that Games Workshop have done a fairly good job. I look forward to hearing your thoughts though. Would you be interested in this sort of thing if they did it for Macragge or Blackreach? If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe to Warspets Tactics, where I'll certainly keep the regular videos coming. I tend to post new stuff for 40k just about every day. Finally, if you have been enjoying all the videos on the channel, I would just like to mention that Warspets Tactics does have a Patreon page, and you can find that down in the video description below. Channel patrons get a fair few advantages, including seeing certain videos early, regular votes to see what sort of things happen next on the channel, and automatic entry into the regular prize giveaways, with a chance to win some big model kits each month. If any of that sounds good to you, or you'd just like to help support, then the link is down in the video description. In any case, a massive thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.